I want to talk about Jazz Chisholm Jr. because Jazz Chisholm, I had him as the breakout player for the Yankees in 2025 on my pregame or my preseason predictions podcast. And so far, I know it's only 3 games, but Jazz Chisholm Jr., he's looking real good. He's hitting 417 with a 1.167 slug percentage, a 500 on base percentage today. He hit 2 home runs, went 3 for 4 with 5 RBIs. Just yesterday, when the Yankees scored 20 runs, he went 2 for 5 with a home run. So he's got 3 home runs already. I think Jazz can finish with 25 plus homers and 30 plus stolen bases easily. Easily. Like I said, you look at the stories when he was with Miami. It was Miguel Rojas, tearing up his cleats, dumping milk in his cleats, like really just hazing him in an era where hazing is just, you're a loser if you haze. Like, you're just a loser. Like, what's the point of it? What do you gain out of it? So, and Jazz is still relatively young. Jazz is 27 years old. So I don't think we've seen the best of Jazz Chisholm. He's entering the prime years of his career. When he was at the Yankees last year, only 46 games, but to no surprise, the change of scenery definitely helped. 273 batting average, 825 OPS, 23 RBIs, 11 home runs in those 46 games. So, loves the short porch. Hitting left-handed in Yankee Stadium is always a plus. And he's in the same lineup as Aaron Judge every single day now. Whereas when he was with the Marlins, he was the best hitter in that lineup basically every single year. So now Jazz doesn't have to be the best hitter in the lineup, where he had to be the best hitter in his lineup throughout his entire career. So not only is he in Yankee Stadium as a left-hander with the short porch, but he's in a much better lineup. And I think that helps because he actually has protection for really the first time in his career. So I do expect Jazz, he's definitely not going to continue to hit 500 with over 1,000 OPS. But if he can be an 825 plus OPS guy, I think he can. If he can be a 260, 265 plus hitter, which I think he can, and hit 25 plus home runs, which I think he can, the Yankees are going to have a really good lineup. Like, they're not going to score 12, 20 runs every single game. But if Jazz turns into the player that we thought he was going to be when he started his career in 2020, the Yankees will have a much better lineup than we thought they were going to have going into this year. So, still have Jazz as my breakout player. Like I said, he's not going to hit 500 throughout the year, but so far, so good from Jazz. Another guy who I had as a wild card in this lineup was Ben Rice. And Ben Rice hit a bomb today, a second deck home run. He went 2 for 4. He had a great opening series against Milwaukee. Went 1 for 2 on opening day. Drew a walk, so he got on base. Got on base twice. And then today, got on base twice again. Well, home run. Didn't really get on base, but he touched all 4 bases. And then he also had another base knock. So Ben Rice so far, I mean, only 3 games, but when you look at Ben Rice's minor league numbers, they're eye-popping. I get it. He struggled last year in 50 games in relief for Anthony Rizzo when he went down. But when you look at 2024, his numbers in the minors, specifically the 30 games he had in AAA, in 30 games in the AAA level last year, he put up a 1.088 OPS, a 294 batting average. He drove in 33 runs and had 12 home runs in just 30 games. He had a great spring training. So I think he can be the wild card in this lineup. And when Stanton does come back, because we all know now that Stanton will be back at some point this year, he's swinging a bat, which is a good sign. But if Ben Rice is just a shade of what he was in the minors, where across 4 minor league seasons, he's hit 282, 399 on base percentage, 935 OPS. If he's a shade of that, Yankee fans, Aaron Boone, Brian Cashman, they're going to have to sit down and ask themselves, do we want Stanton being the DH over Ben Rice? Because if Ben Rice is hitting like he's hit in spring training and in the minors, and so far through his first 2 games, I think it would be foolish for them to take Ben Rice out of the lineup. So Ben Rice has a real opportunity to surprise a lot of people this year and to make his mark as a legit MLB player because he's 25 years old. At this point in his career, at his age, he probably doesn't want to go back down to the minors. So there's a little bit of motivation there to not go back down to the minors. And he's also the wild card in this lineup because Jazz, like I said, I expect him to be the breakout player. Aaron Judge, Cody Bellinger, Paul Goldschmidt, the veterans in the lineup. You just need one of these young guys, whether it's Volpe, whether it's Wells, whether it's Ben Rice, whether it's Jason Dominguez. 1 out of 4 of those guys, I think 2 out of 4, I think it's going to be Wells and Ben Rice. 2 out of 4 of those guys, they produce. Yankees have the best lineup in the American League, no doubt about it. Probably a top 5 lineup in MLB. Do I think they surpass the Braves, the Phillies, the Dodgers, and the Mets? Maybe the Braves, Phillies, or Mets, but definitely not the Dodgers. But still, having the best lineup in the American League will help. And with their starting rotation, so far, it hasn't looked bad. Max Fried had a little bit of a blunder yesterday, but Max Fried is Max Fried. He's going to figure it out. Marcus Stroman actually looked pretty good today. I mean, Marcus Stroman threw 4.2 innings, only allowed 5 hits, 1 walk, did let up the home run, but outside of that, 1 bad pitch. He pitched great. He did pitch great. So I got to give him credit there. Tim Hill looked like the Tim Hill of last year when he got traded to the Yankees, 1.1 innings, 3 strikeouts. He looked dominant. Mark Leiter, he has had his ups and downs as a Yankee. Last year in 21 games, he put up a 4.99 ERA. He's had his ups and downs throughout his career since 2017, since he came into the league. But he had a clean inning, struck out 2. Fernando Cruz, they picked him up this past offseason. He had a good inning of work. And in 2022, Fernando Cruz did put up a 1.23 ERA, only 14 games. But, the Yankees definitely saw something in him. Ryan Yarbrough, who is another pickup over the offseason, he had a very good 2024 season. So it was a good pickup to add him to the bullpen. And so far, so good out of him. So the Yankees bullpen, similar to the Mets bullpen, has looked really good. So, for both these teams, I think they both have a great lineup. They both have a great bullpen. The starting rotation is the only concern I have for both these teams. And if their starting rotation can just keep them in a position to win the game by the time they get it to the bullpen, their offense should do the job, and their bullpen should do the job. And I think both these teams are undoubtedly postseason teams in 2025. No doubt about it. Yankees have the ability to be the top team in the American League. It's going to be hard to do without Garrett Cole and Louis Heel half the year and Jake Cousins until May and missing Giancarlo Stanton probably half the year at the very least. Mets, same thing. You're starting the season off without Sean Manaea, without Frankie Montas, without Francisco Alvarez, without Jeff McNeil. But there's still great teams. I don't think the Yankees are going to score 20 to 12 runs every single game, but their offense has looked good. The early signs, Paul Goldschmidt's catching up to the fastball, proving me wrong. Did they face great pitchers? No. Did they face pitchers with high velocity? No. But Goldschmidt looking like he did in the second half. Bellinger, I had him having a very good year with the Yankees, considering he's that left-hander in the short porch, considering he's in the same lineup as Aaron Judge. Sometimes he's going to be hitting in front of him, sometimes hitting behind him. That should help. And then, like I said, if 2 out of the 4 of these young guys, Dominguez, Volpe, Wells, Ben Rice, if 2 out of 4 of them, if they hit, if they produce, the Yankees will have a top 5 lineup in MLB. So far, so good. It looks like they do. But it's only 3 games in. Let's see how they finish in a few months. Same with the Mets. We don't want to overreact through 3 games. But so far, both teams, you take away a lot of great signs from early on in the year. A lot of great signs so far. All right. Yankees off tomorrow. We're going to be going live. I think the Yankees are off tomorrow. Let me just fact check myself there. Yeah, Yankees are off tomorrow. Yankees going to be going up against where is it? The Arizona Diamondbacks. Will Warren against Corbin Burns. So this is really the test for the offense, I guess, Corbin Burns. But I want to see actually Corbin Burns' numbers versus the Yankees because he did face them a lot last year when he was with the Orioles. All right, let's see. Mr. Burns. Corbin Burns in 3 appearances, 1.42 ERA. Last year, he did shut down the Yankees. So maybe it is their first loss, but if they can hit against Corbin Burns, you got to buy into this hype because Corbin Burns is a great pitcher. So if they hit again on Tuesday, I think you buy stock in the Yankees lineup 100%. All right, that's it for me today. We'll see you guys tomorrow after Mets Marlins. I'm out of here. Deuces.